It's easy to scoff at someone like him. Pretty boy with a huge ego. The kid with all the fame, money, and opportunities. But he ruined it. And lately, Justin hasn't looked himself. We're not just talking about a tired new dad with diaper duty. His face is worn out, his eyes distant, his behavior offbeat. There's something in his demeanor that doesn't scream exhaustion. It whispers crisis. The same boy who once stole the spotlight now looks like he's battling demons in the shadows. Just this past year, he made bold moves, cutting ties with his longtime manager Scooter Braun, dissolving his team, and opting to self-manage. Not that long ago, there was hope. He spoke openly about his faith, his journey with God. He had a spiritual mentor, Carl Lentz, the pastor he often leaned on. But then the ground shifted. Lentz was exposed, caught cheating on his wife, and fell hard from grace. The man Justin leaned on for guidance had his own chaos to deal with. That kind of spiritual blow doesn't just sting, it destabilizes. As Carl once said, there comes a time when your faith has to stop being your mom's and start being your own. And Justin was trying. He really was. Sure, some people found it easy to dislike him. With the tantrums, the arrests, the ego. For a while, he played into the spoiled pop star stereotype so perfectly, you'd think it was scripted. But dig a little deeper and it's clear, there's more to his story. He wasn't just acting out, he was crying out. Fast forward to August 2024, Justin and Haley became parents. That's a massive shift for anyone, let alone someone already on edge. Sleepless nights? Expected. Emotional roller coasters? Definitely. But what we're seeing now feels like a total derailment. He's gaunt, twitchy, eyes sunken, jaw grinding, lips constantly moving like he's lost in thought or fighting something unseen. Fans are worried, and when he does post on social media, it's chaotic. Sporadic bursts of content, cryptic messages, and posts that feel like they're aimed at past wounds, like the ghost of Selena Gomez. Fuel was added to the fire when Selena Gomez, Justin's famous ex, got engaged to his former music partner Benny Blanco. Yeah, the same Benny who helped craft some of Justin's biggest hits, Love Yourself, Somebody to Love, and even Cold Water. And now she's glowing. Selena looks free, peaceful. But Justin, he looks like someone still walking through a storm with no umbrella in sight. But here's the thing. You can't understand the mess without first knowing the journey. So let's rewind, because once you see what he's really been through, you might never look at him the same way again. Justin's mom was barely surviving before he ever came into the picture. We're talking real pain, dark nights, suicidal thoughts, zero support. Then she finds out she's pregnant. No husband, no money, no idea what to do. Church was a last resort, but somehow, that's where she found a glimpse of hope in Christ. And then came Justin, not born into comfort, born into chaos, raised by a single mom, then handed over to a world that doesn't raise children. It chews them up and spits them out for profit. He wasn't protected. He was packaged. From day one, Justin wasn't nurtured. He was monetized. And what happens when you take a kid and make him the center of the universe? Everyone wants a piece. There's a clip. James Corden leaning in way too close to Justin saying, "You smell amazing. How old are you?" His hand was on Justin's back. You could see it in Justin's eyes. He didn't know how to react, but he laughed because that's what he was trained to do. Katy Perry, she literally groped him on live TV like it was nothing. He was being handled like a prop. So of course he snapped and spiraled. You throw a kid in a cage and poke at him long enough, he'll either break down or break out. And Justin tried both. The drugs, that wasn't about partying. It was survival. A way to drown out the pressure, the noise, the expectations. By this time, every headline made him the villain, but no one asked why he was hurting. Then in 2013, TMZ drops a photo. Justin with what looks like a blunt. 2013 wasn't forgiving, not like today where everyone is smoking. It wasn't just news, it was a signal. The boy wonder was cracking. No charges were filed, but the world had its target. It all started falling apart faster than anyone expected. Justin Bieber had just landed in London, kicking off the European leg of his Believe tour. It was also his 19th birthday. But by the time the night was over, it was unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. The plan? A lavish €8,000 birthday party at Cirque du Soleil, one of Soho's most exclusive clubs. But the celebrations fell flat. Hard. Security refused entry to a few members of Justin's entourage because they were underage. That's when Justin stormed off, left the club, and tweeted 2 sharp words: "Worst birthday." He didn't stop there. On Instagram, he blasted the club for trying to save face with the media, calling it a weak-ass club. What people saw wasn't just frustration, it was entitlement. A young pop star thinking the rules of another country didn't apply to him. By November 2013, he was in Colombia. And what did he do? Slipped out of his hotel, spray can in hand, and started tagging walls with graffiti in a restricted area. A marijuana leaf as the Canadian flag. All while local police escorted him. They literally guarded him. People were furious. Just 2 years earlier, a 16-year-old Colombian boy had been shot and killed by police for doing exactly what Justin had done, graffiti in the same kind of area. But when it was Bieber, the rules didn't seem to apply. The double standard ignited protests. If Bieber could get away with it, why couldn't they? Then came the neighbor incident in 2014. Justin was speeding his Ferrari through a residential area, allegedly hitting 100 miles per hour. When a neighbor confronted him, things got heated, and Bieber reportedly spat in his face. And just when it seemed it couldn't get worse, an old video resurfaced. A 15-year-old Bieber laughing as he made racist jokes, dropping the N-word like it was nothing. That clip lit the internet on fire. The same sweet-faced boy from Baby had now become the poster child for a celebrity crash and burn. And if you thought that was rock bottom, think again. He was arrested in Miami for DUI, and not long after, Justin himself came clean. On Instagram, he wrote, "I started doing pretty heavy drugs at 19 and abused all my relationships. I became resentful, disrespectful to women, hiding behind a shell of a person that I had become." It was raw, it was real, and it was a glimpse into someone clearly spiraling. In 2014, Bieber found himself staying with Carl Lentz, the celebrity pastor of Hillsong Church in New York. Lentz, introduced to Justin through Pastor Judah Smith, tried to guide him spiritually. But here's the thing. Bieber had been surrounded by faith leaders for years. The issue wasn't access, it was willingness. He just wasn't listening. In the quiet hours of the night, something deeply personal happened in a New York apartment. Justin Bieber, overwhelmed and broken, finally let down his guard. On his knees, tears streaming down his face, he admitted something he hadn't been able to say out loud. He needed help. He needed God. His friend and mentor, Pastor Carl Lentz, sat with him in that moment. They prayed together, and Justin asked to be baptized. Not later, not scheduled, but immediately. Lentz was caught off guard by the urgency, but he understood it. Bieber didn't just want a symbolic gesture, he wanted a new beginning. Lentz described it simply. He was ready. He wanted to start fresh. What followed was like something out of a movie. With paparazzi lurking nearby and no private place available, they drove around the city, trying multiple locations. It was past 3 a.m. when Carl made a last-ditch call to his friend, NBA star Tyson Chandler. Lentz asked if they could use the rooftop pool at Chandler's place. Unfortunately, access wasn't possible, but Tyson offered something unexpected: his oversized bathtub. At over 7 feet tall, Chandler had a bathtub built for his frame, and it turned out to be the perfect spot. His wife, Kim, prepared towels and refreshments, creating an atmosphere of warmth despite the odd hour. And there, in that bathtub, Justin Bieber was baptized. It was a quiet, intimate moment of transformation. Everyone present prayed together, believing this was a turning point in Justin's life. But life doesn't follow perfect story arcs. Just 2 years later, in 2016, a video surfaced from Bieber's birthday party, hosted by none other than Sean Diddy Combs. What we saw wasn't the image of a man reborn. Bieber appeared disoriented, stumbling, his eyes vacant one moment and erratic the next. It was clear that something was wrong. People around him didn't seem surprised. From his body language, it looked like he was under more than just the influence of alcohol. The presence of Diddy in that scene raised even more concerns. Even back then, whispers followed him, concerning his relationships with young stars. And in hindsight, those whispers were darker than he realized. Today, more disturbing truths about Diddy have come to light, casting an even longer shadow over that night. As Selena Gomez found happiness with producer Benny Blanco, Justin's own life seemed to spiral further. His team repeatedly insisted he was fine, healthier, happier, stable. But actions spoke louder than statements. On February 18, 2025, Justin attended a pop-up event in Los Angeles for Hailey's beauty brand. In a video that quickly went viral, Justin could be seen swaying awkwardly, smiling wide, shifting restlessly as he spoke to others. The internet exploded with speculation. Was he okay? Was he relapsing? His camp dismissed it all, assuring fans he was in a good place. But the gap between those claims and what we were witnessing felt impossible to ignore. And once again, fans were left wondering, had the fresh start in that bathtub really changed anything? Or was it just another stop in the cycle? Then came a video dated March 24th, showing Justin looking alarmingly thin as he stood on a rooftop. In these clips, he displayed odd behavior, jerky movements, unfocused eyes, repeated lip licking. Things reached a fever pitch on April 2nd when Justin posted a meme of Gollum from Lord of the Rings, clutching the One Ring, with the caption, "Girls on social media when they get engaged." Bieber, one of his longtime collaborators, recently shared in an interview, "Whatever he's going through, I pray for him and hope he's okay." Another former associate offered a harsher take. "Watching him disintegrate like this, it's watching the embodiment of someone not living their purpose. Please pray for him."